Good morning, guys. How are we doing? Welcome to the Morning JB Show. I am your host, James Borman. And we are coming to you from a Monday morning where the sun is about to come up. I hope you can hear me. I've managed to hopefully find a little nugget of shelter from the wind. So crazy times, right? And I thought I'd sort of dedicate a little bit of content to just keeping our state of mind, because I think one of the biggest things that for many of us and what we're going to struggle with is in our health, mentally, emotionally and physically. So if I can just do my little part, you know, I'm not a scientist or a minister or politician or anything like that, but what I can do is kind of help you kind of keep this clear, keep yourself focused, keep yourself and your state of mind and your family's state of mind in the best condition possible. So in terms of this particular Morning JB show, what I'm going to do is just talk about 3 things that I think you should avoid, especially if there's talks of the lockdown going down, but during this period of time, right? If you're working from home, I think things are going to get a little bit cramped, a little bit tight. That naturally is going to affect moods and emotions. So these are 3 things that I would just naturally avoid to make the best of a bad situation. Now, number 1 is negativity. Now, there's a couple of things that I think you probably need to avoid. And when it comes to the news, I think, yes, we need to do a daily check-in. And I think probably if you could find a specific time during the day where you could do that one check-in. So like for me, that's at 6 o'clock at night. I'll go on, I'll just catch up with what the main headlines are, what's happening, and then that's it. I've deleted my Sky app, my Sky News app, my Sky Sports app. I've deleted them off my phone to put away any temptation to want to check in and what's going on. I think that it just creates a really negative state in your mind if you consistently are looking at the news all the time. It's kind of like looking at your scales all the time, right? And I think if we can avoid that consistent input of negativity that's going on, it destroys the little small amounts of positivity that we can build up, but it also destroys any optimism that we have that we're moving forwards. So that's one thing that I would do in terms of reducing that negativity, keeping that state of mind. The other thing is, if you are part of any Facebook groups, if anyone on your Facebook feed is negative, is just doom and gloom, is just like stripping you of morale and positivity, do me a favour and do a cleanse. Get rid of all the groups, come out of all of them, get rid of all the people that are moaning and complaining. Okay, consistently hearing about fucking toilet rolls and the end of the earth, okay, and complaining about other people and moaning and whinging, it just honestly, subconsciously just continues to just seep into your brain. And it affects your state. It doesn't matter if you think it doesn't or it doesn't, it will affect your state of mind. Okay? And I just did a purge because I was sick and fucking tired of reading the lack of positivity and the negativity that's going on. It is a shit situation. There is nothing we can do. It's completely out of our hands. But what we can do is influence our own mindset, our own perspective of the situation. Yes, a lot of us are going to be in a big lot of trouble. Okay, but we've got to sort of like show up. We've got to adapt and overcome. We've got to adapt a positive and optimistic mindset for our kids and for ourselves, right? So what we need to do is start getting rid of any negative streaks that are in our life. So number 1 thing is to remove negativity. And it doesn't matter if it's a tiny, small win. Start recording your wins in a little journal. Because this period of time will dictate our character as a human being. Okay, seeing what we're made of. Looking back during this time next year when we look back and talk about it, were you someone that thrived and shined, was optimistic and positive? Or were you someone that had the self-pity victim mentality? Because you were just surrounded by negativity. Surround yourself with positive people. Number 2, second thing to avoid is alcohol. Sure, stick to your weekend drink if you like when you're at home. But one of the things that's going to be really apparent, and I noticed it from myself, is that I only ever have a drink Friday night, but I had a drink Friday, Saturday and last night. And I was talking to my partner and we were like, fuck, we've drunk all weekend. And that is because probably last week was a bit of a shell shock. I think for me, I kind of went into like, I kind of got rattled, I got a punch in the face, and I went to turn to drink at the weekend to cope. And I think one thing that we have to avoid during this time is doing that, okay? Stick to your normal routine, because drinking won't give you a clear head. It won't let you lead your family and yourself. It won't let you think clearly. And right now we need clear heads. We need positivity and optimism, and drink doesn't always do that. There's nothing wrong with a glass of wine or a beer every night, but don't go excessive because things are not great at the minute, because the country is maybe not as optimistic or positive as we could be, or the world, shall we say. It's just one of those things, and I just don't want you to use alcohol or get in the habit of alcohol being a coping mechanism, so when this thing does pass, you're still on that coping mechanism. All right? It's very easy to slip into one of those routines and help us cope mentally. Find other ways to do that, okay? And I guess the third thing which is important to avoid is arguing at home with your partner. Now, we could well be on a lockdown, but certainly things are tight as they are. If you're on lockdown, it's going to be even tighter. And a couple of things that we're going to do in our household is create rules, okay? Because when you're stuck in a household of 5, it can become very overwhelming, stressful, emotional. So some of those rules will include respecting each other's time and privacy. So like sometimes one of us will need to just go to the bedroom and chill out. We need to back each other up when it comes to the kids. We need to be as optimistic and positive as possible. We need to be engaging with everything in terms of like board games, online games you can do, video calling family wherever they are, doing as much as possible. But arguing is just not going to do anything for you. And I think you have to respect each other and you have to understand each other a lot more, because you're going to get to know your family a hell of a lot more than you probably would normally do, right? And I guess that's it. They're just 3 things that, I was thinking about last night that I would want people to avoid, just to keep a better state of mind, just to keep some happiness and optimistic thoughts going on in your head, just to create a good environment in your house, because your house is going to be like your permanent habitat, I'm pretty sure, in the next couple of weeks. And you know what? And then we're going to come through it. Everyone's going to get through it. But I want everyone to come through it with a positive, strong state of mind. All right? This is easily a place where a lot of people can slip. Of course it is. No one's ever been through anything like this. But I think, if we all do our little bit, we'll come out stronger at the other end, all right? So, guys, listen, I hope you have an amazing day. I hope you stay safe. Look after your families. Look after yourself. Big love to all of you, and I will catch you probably for another video tomorrow. I'm probably just going to smash lots of small content throughout the week just to keep everyone positive and optimistic, and just share some thoughts and it kind of create this community on the Dad's Coach page. All right, guys, take care, and I'll see you soon.